Okay, hey, BOOZHOO! And welcome back to the show. Welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO, sitting over here. Yeah, the lovely and the talented. Oh, get out of here, Natasha. Ikadon BOOZHOO Inimushain. Say hello to the people. BOOZHOO to the people. How you doing, baby? Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? Oh, I'm always doing well when we're doing the live stream. I feel like the live stream is when I really come to life. Yeah, me too. I kind of sit around all day, doing nothing, waiting to come see the BOOZHOO crew on our live stream. Anybody who's new to the show, we do this live stream just about every morning at around 8 o'clock. Sometimes we're on Indian time, which means we don't usually, sometimes we're a little late, but we're not today. It's 8 o'clock, right on the spot. I guess I've been assimilated. You're assimilated? Yep. I've been on the white man's ways. You got to show up when you say you're going to show up, or people get upset with you. Do they? Not the BOOZHOO crew so much. No, they don't really care, do they? Yeah, they notice, but then they're like, "Hey, look what's going on." And look what's going on over here. Jessica Wabooz. BOOZHOO. Minogi Gajeb. How you doing? Good morning. I was just kind of explaining the live stream to the theoretical first-time viewers. So what we like to do here, we get up just early in the morning, and we think about like an Ojibwe word of the day or a phrase of the day. And then our friends come in, and they leave comments on the live chat, and we talk about stuff from Ojibwe language and culture and history, and that's it. We never stray from that. That's not true. What do you mean? What about all the rabbit holes we go down? Oh yeah, we also go down rabbit holes. We like to investigate mysteries. Some people call us conspiracy theories. Some people call that old Brandy Marie a conspiracy theorist. Do they really? Maybe. That's my theory. How you doing, Brandy Marie? It's nice to see you. Welcome back to the show. Hoa. Hoa, indeed. So sometimes non-Indian people will come up to me and they'll be like, I want to ask you a question, but I don't want to be offensive. I go, okay. What kind of question are you going to ask me that I might take offense to? But then they go, what does Hoa mean? And I go, Hoa? That's not offensive. And that's your answer. It's just an expression, Hoa. The Norwegians will say, Ufta. No, actually. What? Norwegians in Minnesota say Ufta. Norwegians in Norway, they say Uffamai. Do they really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a lot about language and culture worldwide. You sure do, honey. What else can you teach? Okay, here's one. And we'll probably get into this later. Did you know NASA? NASA, yeah. That means to beguile, to deceive. I thought it meant the National Aeronautic Space Agency or something. No, that's something else. In Hebrew, in the story of the Garden of Eden, yeah, when God comes down, he's like, what'd you do? I told you not to eat that apple. She goes, in Hebrew, she said, blah, 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 Hebrew stuff. The serpent, he did Nessa in whatever, but he lied to me. And I always thought that was sort of interesting. That NASA means to be lied to? Yeah. Because then there's the obvious connection with NASA, the so-called space agency. Yeah. So that's one of the rabbit holes we go down sometimes. NASA. Are they telling the truth? Is it a big, just like a movie? Is it a reality, not a reality show, but just the opposite? Do they just fake flying around the rockets, the space shuttle, the moon landing, the International Space Station, Mars, a lot of these things? We'll just kind of talk about, what do people think? We can think for ourselves here on this live stream. And I didn't notice, did we get a strike or anything yesterday? Not that I noticed. Yeah, because sometimes we also will challenge the and it's not like we made this up. I mean, this is all over the world. People questioning the shape of the globe, the so-called globe. But usually, if you say the Earth isn't a globe that spins, you'll get a little mark or banner underneath your video that says, "The flat Earth theory is an archaic belief system that people used to believe a long time ago when everyone was dumb." And okay, thanks. But so sometimes we'll talk about the conspiracies. We seem to do a lot of talk about religion too, huh? Yeah, we go, well, that's a rabbit hole in a way. Yeah, huh? We'll talk about traditional cultural practices and traditional Christian practices. Can you blend those two worlds together? Some people think you become less Indian if you don't practice the Madewi win. If you're not part of the Grand Medicine Society. But not many people actually think that. So we'll talk about religious stuff and spiritual stuff, scientific stuff, pop culture, and every once in a while a celebrity will call in, like Joe Biden. We actually get the president to call in here. It's really amazing. I know. I mean, how many live stream podcasts does Joe Biden actually bother to call? Not many, I'm thinking. But so it's kind of fun around here. But the thing I really like about it is just that it kind of feels like I remember when I was a little boy, back in the days of the grandfathers. If you went into a cafe in any town, you'd see a bunch of elders sitting around, having breakfast, drinking coffee, reading the paper, chatting, laughing. It was just kind of people just got together. The farmers would come in, I'm going to take a break, go to the cafe. And it'd be just early. You can go into a cafe like in the old days. I don't know if it happens anymore. At 6 a.m, and the place would be packed. Bunch of locals, elders, just sitting around having coffee, talking about the news of the day, telling jokes, telling fish stories, for years it was the Greasy Spoon Cafe that you could count on, the community gathering in a way. And then after a while, I heard that McDonald's actually became a popular gathering place for elders. Really? McDonald's? Why? Well, they have pretty good coffee. At that time of the day, there's not a bunch of young people there. They got clean bathrooms. And, I don't think most elders want to eat an Egg McMuffin. They'd probably rather have real eggs and toast and hash browns. But, it's fairly economic. And so for a while, and I don't know again, I don't go to McDonald's. But I heard a guy who worked at McDonald's goes, "Oh yeah, those elders are coming in here now in the mornings." And he liked it, You need to keep your eye on your elders. It's good to know where they are. Huh, sweetie? It sure is. Let's see who's there. Hey, Heather Jackson's back. Bonjour, Heather. How you doing? Good morning. Heather's got no time for typing. She just writes GM. Good morning. It's nice to see you. And so today, here's another beautiful Saturday. Oh wow, was it hot yesterday, huh? Yeah, what did it get up to? Like 95? Yeah, I think. But I think we did pretty well keeping the house cool. We open up the windows at night and then close them during the day and cover, I don't really have curtains. I'm too traditional of a Native American to have curtains. I just hang blankets up. But then you hang blankets up over the windows and turn on a fan and just don't move around too much. So it was all right. Still didn't sleep very well. Nah, me either. But we're here now. Oh, hey, la la la. But today is, in fact, Saturday. And in the Anishinaabe language, in the Ojibwe language, we call Saturday floor washing day. Gezibigi saganage. Gezibigi saganage. Saginage. Gezibigi saginage. Floor washing day. It is the sacred time to wash your floors, for crying out loud. What if you get company and they walk into that bathroom? You haven't washed that floor in months. And everybody knows that what those stains are. That's urine. You got to wash your floors. Ugh. Are you talking about our floor? Totally. So gross in there. I'm afraid that someone's going to stop by and ask to use my bathroom. Well, maybe today's the day we finally wash the bathroom floor. Yeah, I got to do that. Actually, can you do that? Well, of course. Thanks. You don't like cleaning the bathroom. It grosses me out. I'll do it. I don't care. Women are good at that. What's that? Doing the gross jobs. That's why you guys make good moms. Because we'll do gross jobs? Yeah, changing a diaper. I remember one time, I hope this doesn't embarrass you, Grandma. But before my grandma, started her journey, took her journey to the hereafter, my grandma got really old, and the plumbing started to break down, and she couldn't stand real well and stuff. But so the day came where she needed help in the bathroom, and it was just me and my uncle Vernon. And Vernon goes, "Hey, can you go in there and clean up Ma?" I mean, I would, but it's my mom. And I thought I was being all noble. I was like, "Uncle, I will do this. I will go in there and I will wipe the butt of my grandmother." And I put on a mask and gloves, and I go in there, and I guess Vern helped her. We were both kind of standing her up when she was done, and I had to wipe my grandma. And you flush toilet, She gets all cleaned up, bring her back out. And I go outside, and I'm a little shaken, like, oh, geez. That was rough. My uncle comes on and goes, "Hey, thanks for doing that," And we're just serious, no jokes. For the first time in our lives, we made no jokes about it. And we're sitting there just serious, and my Aunt Tammy comes down. She goes, "What's the matter with you guys?" And Vern goes, "Yeah, I just asked him to wipe up Grandma after going to the bathroom." And he did it. Thinking that she would say, "Oh, poor you." And she goes, "Oh, big deal. I do it every day." Just keeps walking in. And I was like, yeah, she's right. What am I whining around for? I'm all traumatized for having to be near poo, near the muon. Muon. That's our Ojibwe word of the day, muon. Stands for poo. Oh, we need a poo? No, just poo. Muon. But so women are, they don't have that gag reflex. They can just do the dirty jobs, clean the bathroom, clean up babies, clean up elders. I got a lot of respect for women in that way. A good woman has grit. She's not easily grossed out. That's why women are such good nurses. Yeah, no kidding. Because they don't mind cleaning up and caring for sick people. Sometimes they had to clean up throw up. Yeah, cleaning up throw up and that. Ugh. Yeah, forget it. I'm not even that good of a friend. What do you mean? Like when I was young, my friend, he had a little too much to drink. Yeah. And I was holding his body up over a toilet so he could, talk to Ralph on a big phone. Yeah. And he threw up all over my arm. And I yanked it out as his hot vomit came on my arm. And like his head didn't hit the toilet, but his body just kind of slammed into I just kind of pushed him off me. I was like, gross. You're on your own. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. You got throw up on my arm. Yeah. So I don't think I'd make a good nurse or mother. Probably not even a good dad, because I don't like poo, moo on, or throw up, whatever that is, and gibberish. I don't know. So what's your other Ojibwe phrase of the day? I know we have a couple, don't we? Yeah. So, gazibigi, saganage, Gija good. Floor washing day. Gija good is a day. And that's what we call Saturday. And I say this every Saturday like a broken record. The BOOZHOO crew is probably tired of me saying this. But for anybody new, I'm pretty convinced, and I heard this too, pretty convinced we came up with the days of the week during the boarding school eras. When we first started to translate Ojibwe to English, when the boarding school kids. I don't get the impression we had a day called Saturday in Ojibwe. And somebody wrote in, they said, yeah, in Ojibwe we have today, tomorrow, yesterday, day after tomorrow, day before yesterday, those kind of things. We didn't say, oh yeah, last Thursday, But in boarding school, those kids had to do a lot of chores. And Saturday was the day you had to wash the floors. So I bet that the kids actually came back into the classroom on Saturdays, put all the chairs on the desks and that, and then washed the floors themselves. And so when it came to, they'd be speaking in Ojibwe saying, what day is it? And they'd say, well, it's floor washing day. Kazibigi, saganage, gija good. Floor washing day. But our other phrase of the day, not to just plow through the Ojibwe language lessons before everybody gets here. Gosh Gozi, wake up. Wake up. Wake up to the Dunu, the bull, Muan. Poo. Although it doesn't really mean poo. There's a much meaner word. But we don't like to say weak words. Is that what you're calling it? Weak words? Yeah. It's a swear. It's a curse word. It's a word of curse. If you say curse words, it puts a curse on that person. So I don't say, BS. I say, Dunu Muan. Oh, Dunu Muan. What a bunch of Dunu Muan. Why don't you go Gosh Gozi? Gosh Gozi, wake up. Everything they're telling you on TV is a bunch of Dunu Muan. Just wake up. That's what they had to tell me. Yeah? Yeah, about, 3 or 4 years ago now. I realized I was asleep. I was too educated. You were too educated? Yep. I was too smart for my own good. I'd gone to college. Yeah, that'll screw you up. For sure. And I thought I was all smart. I would watch documentaries on space. Oh, and I was so into aliens. You know, anybody watches this show, anybody's familiar with our cartoons. I mean, let's just look at this. This is Michael's ad for the cartoon. He has a book called Ojibwe, which is, this is way too big right now. Okay. How do I do this? Oh, there we go. Notice Michael's constantly drawing aliens. Gray aliens. There's a spaceship going out in space. There's the globe Earth. There's Stephen the alien. Ace Frehley, Michael's favorite guitarist. Ace Frehley, the spaceman. There he is again. Space, the final frontier. But is it a bunch of Dunu Muwan? You know, one of the rabbit holes we go down is aliens in space. You don't hear about alien abductions anymore. I wonder what happened. I know, did they all quit? I guess. When I was growing up, there was an alien abduction every other weekend. You know, you couldn't pick up the whatever. There it is. Ojibwe. On sale now. Click the link below to Amazon.com. But yeah, my buddy's mom used to read that. You guys ever read the National Enquirer? If there's anybody here who's older than 45 or so. They used to have a newspaper called the National Enquirer. And it would have all like the gossip of celebrities. And they called it a tabloid. And I guess in England, tabloid isn't a bad word. But in America, they would say, oh, tabloids, a bunch of lies. Sensational news, you know. But it was the first time I ever saw a picture of Kiss without their makeup on. Yeah. That was in the National Enquirer. No kidding. Mm-hmm. People forget this, but when I was a kid, nobody ever saw a picture of Kiss without their makeup on. You would stare at their pictures and wonder what they look like. You know, strange theories would come out and go, is this band actually Boston in disguise or something? You know? But what else? What am I talking about? The National Enquirer. Oh, right. So National Enquirer would have, alien abductions all the time. And it'd be an interview with somebody. So, oh yeah, I was lying in bed, minding my own business. And bam, bright light, aliens come walking in. They abduct me, took me up to their spaceship and probed me. Oh, did they ask you a lot of questions? No, I'm being literal. They probed me, man. And they go, oh, wow, geez, that's terrible. It's a good thing they didn't kill you, huh? Yeah, for some reason, they put me back in my bed, put me back in my pajamas, tucked me back in bed, and left no evidence that anything had happened. Are you sure you didn't just have a nightmare? No, it couldn't be. I was abducted by aliens. It happened all the time. It happened so much that I actually believe in alien abductions, even though I don't believe in aliens. I mean, I don't believe in other planets. There could be demons or creatures. Who knows what they are. But it could also just be the government or somebody abducting people, shooting them full of some sort of drugs, taking them someplace and going, ooh, you're in a spaceship. And this poor guy is like having an acid trip. Oh, man, it's crazy. But, so National Enquirer, I think they were the ones, the first time I heard about Roswell, back in the 40s when they said a ship crashed and their aliens found. That came out in the National Enquirer. Elvis is still alive. That's how, actually, you know what? I wish I had a subscription now. You want a subscription to a National Enquirer? Yeah. I always thought it was ridiculous. Only now I wonder how much of the stuff they were right about. Dunu Muan. What a bunch of bull poo. But when you believe everything, it's like you're asleep. And so a lot of people thought I was asleep because I believe everything I read. I have to admit, I'm quick to have my mind changed. I go, oh, really? I always thought this way, and now I think just the opposite. That's weird. So I might just be super gullible. I think I said it yesterday. Somebody said once that it's easier to convince somebody, it's easier to lie to somebody than it is to convince them they've been lied to. And then I go, really? Because as soon as somebody tells me I'm lied to, unless they're lying to me, I kind of believe them. Yeah, you do. Yeah. So people think I'm all just out of my mind because I believe new things all the time. And I dropped old things, I go through religions like fashion trends. In my walk, I started out going to church, pretty, I guess, evangelical, fundamentalist Christian, beliefs. When I was a little kid, heaven and hell, God, Jesus, the devil, the Bible. And then I discovered rock and roll music, and I was led astray. So by the time I was about a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, was a closet, I guess, agnostic. Heard some new stuff and went, oh, what do you mean that Jesus didn't speak English? Oh, okay. So I guess the Bible can't be trusted. Got it. Now I'm an agnostic. Oh, I still believe in God, but I no longer believe in the Bible, is what I said at 12. And then by then, you're starting to learn about evolution, about Darwinism, about the Big Bang theory. And it's taught to you like it's already been settled. Like, well, there's no debating this. This is just a fact. And so then I really stopped believing in the Bible, but certainly I almost stopped believing in the Creator. Tried to hold out hope. Went, okay, maybe the Creator created evolution. The Creator made the Big Bang. And then went to college. And by this time, really embraced my, cultural identity. And then I was all about, traditional Indian way. I'm going to follow the red road. I'm going to be Meday or whatever. And, went on Swatch, learned about our way, studied some of the language, got just political and stuff. And carried that around with me. And by the time I was in my 30s, sort of discovered New Age stuff. I didn't think it was New Age, but Buddhism, Theosophical Society. What else? Still pretty close-minded to Islam. I didn't know anything about it, so I couldn't pay attention. But when 9/11 happened in 2001, then I was like, oh, those crazy Muslims, man, they want to kill us. They're jealous of our freedom or whatever. So then that all, walking through life, and little by little just losing my faith. Stopped praying, kind of mad at everybody who tried to give me any kind of religious teachings. And I think I was almost through my 40s before I discovered the flat earth and the globe earth theory. And then, bam, the Bible came back in a big way. I'm like, wait, what? You guys are saying the Bible is literally true? It's like, that's stupid. It's like, no, really, think about it. The devil, father of lies. What if all that was a lie? It says here in the Bible that he's going to lie about everything. And this is what the Bible says. And I start going, wait a second. Oh, also, I was also really into heavy metal. Yeah, I know. And so I loved like Iron Maiden, I don't love Metallica. I never liked Metallica. Too hard. But Kiss, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath. I liked those bands that, kind of looked like they could be playing in the Middle Ages. So I learned a little bit of Satanism, Aleister Crowley. Actually, you don't even have to be in heavy metal if you're just into classic rock. Led Zeppelin. There was always rumors of devil worship with Ozzy Osbourne, Kiss, actually. I remember the Bible kids roughing me up because I would be wearing a Kiss shirt and they'd push me up against the locker. Don't you know what that stands for? That stands for Kings and Satan's Service. You're a devil worshiper if you listen to that music. I'm like, what? That was one thing I didn't believe. I'm like, get out of here. But then I was almost an atheist, and then until I discovered that there was a deception to hide the existence of a creator. And I went, who would want to, and who could possibly pull off a deception that would last hundreds of years, thousands of years maybe? Some supernatural being maybe. And in Satanism and Aleister Crowley, Luciferianism and all that, you start to learn about the Bible, which I have to thank atheists and Satanists for pointing out. Satanists believe the Bible 100%. They're worshiping the other guy. They think Jesus is coming back and they're preparing to kill him or something. But it wasn't until I realized that there was evidence of a creator and evidence of a deception. So today, in an effort to, I'm just going to share some stuff that helped wake me up. Gosh, gozy. What is this Ojibwe phrase? Oh, Giwanim. A Giwanim is a lie. Giwanamo is to lie. Giwanim's a noun. Giwanamo is a verb. But the Dabwewin is a truth. And this is one of the 7 Anishinaabe values. One of the Nijwaswi Anishinaabe Apitendagozi. Apitendagozi. These are our values. We value the truth. So, where do we start with this? Okay, let's just start with this one. So, 1985, 86, 1986. I'm not that little anymore. I'm 18 years old. And I go to VOTEC. VOTEC in English stands for Vocational Technical Institute. It's what they call it's what they call technical colleges. They want to be colleges now. But trade schools. I went to St. Cloud AVTI, VOTEC, to study graphic arts. And so we're there one day on January 28th, I think. And everybody's working. And this is before the internet. This is even before CDs. So people are still listening to the radio on like a little headset. Like transistor radio, actually. They would have you could buy a cassette tape that would also have a radio player in it. But basically it's a transistor radio. And this girl goes, "Oh my gosh, the space shuttle blew up." And everybody gasps. And no TV or anything. She just hears it on the radio. And this is back in the good old days, so there's not any TVs in a college, of course. There's no TV in our whole area. So at lunch, we go home, and sure enough, we see the footage of the space shuttle blowing up. And it's really serious. The country's in mourning. because there was a school teacher, just a civilian, who was going to be part of the team, I guess. Apparently you don't need any specialized training to be an astronaut, but so they go up and the space shuttle blows up and everybody dies. And at this time, nobody's even questioning anything about rockets. Plenty of people by the 80s didn't believe in the moon landing, but everyone believed in outer space and the moon. You know, everyone thought the moon was what they said. And, you know, some people didn't trust the official story. Some people looked at the footage and went, oh, that's kind of weird. But when the space shuttle blew up, nobody was going, yeah, you know, that space shuttle is a bunch of crap anyway. That's just a helium balloon. You know, obviously, balloons don't gradually, or rockets don't just gradually rise, you know, like NASA rockets. When a rocket gets shot off, like a bottle rocket, or every amateur rocket you see, it goes, just shoots straight up, you know. You can barely follow it with your eyes. When NASA shoots off a rocket, it goes, and slowly goes up, and then flattens out over the ocean after a few hundred miles, or a few hundred feet. And, you know, but still, so it flattens out and then blows up, and everyone's sad. And then, years later, the internet comes around and says, oh, by the way, yeah, nobody died. It's okay. Check this out. The Space Shuttle Challenger hoax. 6 of allegedly 7 killed are living today. NASA, thanks. Thinks you're dumb. Wake up, 2016. So this is already 5 years old. But here's the famous photo of the team. And, you know, it's been 35 years now. So all these guys are 35 years older. And they're all still alive. You can look them up. A lot of them have changed their names just a little bit. Like I think this Ronald McNair, he says his name now is like John McNair or something. He goes, oh no, that was my twin brother or something. I think Christy McAuliffe, I think she's a teacher in Wisconsin. A lot of these people work in colleges or private, just weird stuff. You know, they're doing fine. They're alive. And you might want to go, that's probably the hoax. They're really dead, but they created a hoax. Well, maybe. That's the problem with lies. So there's the one guy. I forget his name. But could it be? Could it be that's the same guy? That's not his dad. That's the same guy supposed to be dead from the Space Shuttle Challenger. All right. Okay, if there's just one, then you'd kind of blow it off. Here's another guy. Oh, look, he's way older. Is that his dad? Nope, same guy. Now he's old, bald a little bit, but look at his eyes. Look at just could it be? You know, a lot of people get all defensive because they don't want to believe they've been lied to. It makes them feel like a fool. And so they go, no, that's not the same guy. You're crazy. You just think all black people look alike. I was like, no. Is that the same man? You know? Oh, yeah. And if you can't believe that's the same guy. This is a gradual, you know, from young to old to the new picture. It lines up perfectly. What I think is weird is that there's not more people who look exactly alike. Even twins don't look exactly alike. And there's this liar. You know, she's talking. I think this lady's a college professor. She's speaking in front of a microphone, doing something important. And she used to be pretty. And there's this guy. You know, it's hard to tell after 35 years for sure, but it's not that hard. I mean, like, if you saw a picture of yourself from 18 years ago, you could recognize. And if this guy said, oh, yeah, that was me 35 years ago, you wouldn't question it. You know, nobody would say, oh, no way, that's you? Oh, you've changed so much. Nobody would say that. It's like, no, yeah, well, his hair is gray, but, you know, this guy's changed a lot, but you can still tell it's the same guy. So that's good news, huh, sweetie? Oh, I'm so relieved. I was so worried about the Space Shuttle Challenger people. Yeah, me too. I'm so glad they're still alive. You know, let's all be happy today and send letters rejoicing to the Space Shuttle Challenger crew for surviving the explosion. Good job. Now, there's a lot of theories about why would they stage it. Was it an accident? You know, is it possible they were trying to, you know, fly into outer space? They didn't know there was a dome, and then just happened to blow up, and these poor people, whatever. Or did they, on purpose, stage a rocket launch, get the media together, get a bunch of, you know, attention, and then show the world that how dangerous it is to try to, you know, leave the planet. And then also, by the 80s, people were starting to wake up. They started going, how come that rocket's moving so slow? I don't have video of this, but if you go and look at NASA rockets, especially the space shuttle, you'll notice they have, it just looks like a helium balloon being lifted by, you know, propulsion. But, you know, it kind of bounces a little bit right before takeoff. It just looks real fake. Because when a real rocket shoots up, this is what happens. This is the Go Fast rocket. This is an amateur rocket, put a GoPro on the side. And they shot it up, straight up. And this is what happened. From 2014, the Go Fast rocket. Here we go. It's shooting up, starts to spin. And look how fast, you know, maybe you can't tell how fast, but it's way faster than like a NASA thing. And it's going. Oh, geez, flying, spinning, straight up. You know, nobody's in that rocket. It's just, you know, being shot up, amateur rocket. And then pretty quick, it's going to hit the firmament. And watch what happens. It doesn't break. It's like it gets stuck into some sort of something. It just bloop. And this blows my mind. Okay, we're going farther and farther away from the Earth. How high up is that firmament? Until suddenly... Okay, it's been 1 full minute, and boom, it just stops. Now you can look down. That's as high up as any picture. And the bottom part breaks off, starts to fall. You know. Now watch this. You'll get to see the moon, kind of. There's the moon going by. And it's a fisheye lens, so the horizon kind of bends. I don't know what that was. You know, but it just stops. You know, there's no brakes on a rocket. I don't think they put any brakes on that rocket, sweetie. It looks like they did. I know. There's the Earth again. And it's all black up there. It looks like space, you know. That's how far down the Earth is. And then I think it just, does it drop or what happens here? We got 10 seconds left. There's the bottom part. I don't think it drops. It must have dropped because how else would they have gotten the camera back? But, yeah, so that to me looks like a rocket hit the firmament. And maybe the firmament isn't solid. Maybe it's some, I don't know. I can't even imagine what it's made out of. But the point is, the people in charge of what we hear about so-called space are full of dunumuan. Mu is a singular for poo. If you just have one piece of poo, I guess you'd say, could just call it mu. But usually poo comes in plural form, I guess. So we call it muwan. Muwan. Anyway. Gosh, Gozy, wake up. It's time to wake up. La, 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 la. Let's see what the BOOZHOO crew's got to say. Out here, it's the Burger King in the mall. There would be a group of old men who gathered there with their morning coffee every day. Okay, Burger King. He's talking about the elders and the, it's Jessica. Sorry. She's talking about the elders hanging out in the morning. They like Burger King out in New Jersey. Brandy Marie says, just like that unplugged kiss. Oh, wow. I'm like, never seen them sign without their outfits and face done. Brought back memories. Yeah. Oh, you mean when they didn't have the SS symbol? Yeah, when Kiss would play in Germany, they have a censorship of the double bolt S's, like in the, like the Kiss logo there. Huh, Paul? That's right, NanaBOOZHOO. Paul, do you think we went to the moon? No, I don't think we went to the moon. That's ridiculous. They just said that. Yeah. So how come Kiss had to change their logo when they went to Germany? Well, the double S, it comes from the Nazi symbol, the Secret Service and the Nazis or whatever. Yeah. And so you can't have anything like that in Germany. You can't draw a swastika. You can't, so we had to change our logo. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Stanley. So you're Jewish, right? Yeah, that's right. So how come you have a Nazi symbol in your band? Well, I didn't know it was a Nazi symbol when we started the band. That was so dumb. Yeah. And who cares? It's just a symbol. Even that swastika? Yeah. I guess that symbol comes from the Big Dipper moving around the Polaris. I've heard that you could draw the sign of the swastika, and other cultures have used them too. Yeah, I've even heard that native cultures have. Yeah. All right, I better get back to this. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, in Germany you can't. There's certain symbols you can't draw, and so Kiss's logo was forbidden. So anytime they went to Germany, they'd have to bring the outside, the other symbol. Logo. La 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 la. Hey, Weesanee's here. Bonjour, Weesanee. How are you? Weesanee's here, sweetie. Bonjour, Weesanee. Yeah. So there you go. Space shuttle. But anyway, so that's when back to the religion thing. When I became convinced that somebody lied to me. When somebody said Iguanim about outer space, then I thought, okay, wait a minute. how many lies am I believing that made me not believe in the Bible? Part of the reason why people don't want to believe they've been lied to is that they don't understand it. Good people don't lie. The average person who believes in the moon landing, believes in Big Bang, believes everything their teachers or the news told them, they're not bad people. In fact, they're probably better people than I am, because it doesn't occur to them that people might lie. They trust people because they're trustworthy. They would never lie. My mother believes everything that mainstream says. She likes Fauci. She believes everything about everything that's on the news. She's a boomer. She's a baby boomer, so she believes and is proud, I guess, that, she believes they went to the moon 6 times, drove a dune buggy, played golf on the moon, and flew back 6 times. Because she would never lie to anybody. So it doesn't occur to her that she might be lied to. She just trusts everything. Very trusting, because she's trustworthy. So for anybody who watches this show in the future and is getting mad at me, going, wow, what a crazy guy, and is feeling themselves getting kind of mad, it's like, how dare you call us liars? Because that's how the spell worked too. I can sit here in my generation comfortably go, oh, yeah, those government, Richard Nixon was a liar. He lied about the government going to the moon. They never bring up that Nixon was president, during the last of that. Nixon claimed, and they got footage of him calling the moon from the Oval Office in the days of landlines. But whatever. But the problem is, people hear that when you call NASA liars, they feel like you're calling them liars because they're perpetuating a lie. I had a long conversation with a science teacher once, middle school science teacher, about this stuff. And of course, he was mocking anybody who would not believe NASA. We were just talking about the spinning ball, and I was like, how can there be a spinning ball? I mean, if you just took a balloon up, you could just wait for the Earth to spin and then land. And then, I was in California. I took a balloon up for an hour, came down, and I was 1,000 miles away. Because that's what they tell you. And, Oh, here, I have one more image. NASA. Oh, don't be silly. You can trust us. And there you got the Freemason Grand Lodge of Ohio. 100% of every astronaut is a Freemason. You can, they don't even hide it. They're wearing the rings and everything. That red, I haven't always, but people for a long time have believed that symbol for NASA, that red swish thing, it does stand for the snake's tongue, the forked tongue. And then, Operation Paperclip. NASA was started by the German scientist, rocket scientist, they would say, Werner von Braun, who was a Nazi. That's not a conspiracy theory, that's history. Of course, all of history is suspect. But then, gravity, G. That doesn't stand for God. The Freemasons, they may say, oh, G is for God. Gravity is the magic force that they say can explain every ridiculous claim they make. So, how come the Big Bang created balls that would spin in space? Oh, you see, gravity. If you go out in the universe and something really big, has big mass, it will attract other things to it. And as it spins, it gets smooth and round. Just look up in that sky, see? It's like, what? You mean the lights I see that never change except to revolve around the North Star? Yeah, that means the Big Bang is correct. It's like, no, it isn't. So then, I'm sorry, you guys. I was halfway reading the comments. So the people believe it. I think they're not dumb. They're just good. They're truth tellers. And so they can't tell when someone's lying to them. They're asleep. They're not floor washing. They need to go cozy. And I did too. So I don't want to come across like I've always known this stuff and I'm smarter than anyone else. Totally, not only believed it all, loved it, supported it. I almost believed... Did you know, sweetie, that I almost believed that I had been abducted? Really? You thought you were abducted by gray aliens? Yeah. I'm sorry. Michael thought he had been abducted. Really? How come? Why did you think you had been abducted by aliens? Well, I didn't have any memories of being abducted, but I just noticed that I had such a fascination with gray aliens, and they kept on showing up in my artwork. Yeah. And I don't know. I almost wanted to believe that I had somehow been not abducted, but been being influenced by aliens or something. Yeah, I can get that. Was this during a time when you didn't really believe in God? Well, I probably believed in God, but I didn't think that he would interfere in our lives or something. I didn't believe in prayer, and I didn't, I sort of believed in a creator, but I thought it was more likely a gray alien was telepathically giving me creative ideas. Yeah, it's good. So there you go. And then what made you stop believing in aliens? Oh, flat Earth. When I quit believing in outer space, then I couldn't believe in spaceships. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So what's going on down here? The government has been so trustworthy. Why would we doubt them? Totally kidding, sarcasm. Yeah, I get it. I know. There's a group of us who... I wonder how many Native people don't believe in the moon landing or outer space and stuff like that. There's a lot of us who think the Earth is flat and believe in the firmament and a rotating sky. We don't believe in outer space. But a lot of us are in a closet. You don't say that stuff because, if you work in a school... I remember when I worked in a school, it took me 3 years before I finally told the kids in my class what I believed. Because kids walked around with NASA t-shirts. There was a lot of propaganda and, every week the kids had to, we had signed some sort of agreement. Every class had to watch CNN on Wednesday mornings for half an hour. There was a special CNN for kids show they would have us watch. And at least once a month, CNN would do a story on NASA. And it would just compound, the propaganda of what they were doing. Oh, the International Space Station is going to fly overhead. Look at this video of the International Space Station flying in front of the moon. Yeah, that's really impressive. Do you have any video of them building it? No one thought to take video or a photograph of them building the space station. Do they have cameras up there? Yeah, sometimes they'll take pictures of themselves going on spacewalks. But they'll never turn the camera to the Earth, That drives me nuts. What's that? When NASA will show a guy working on the International Space Station, and the video, the guy shows is just of his hands working like as a wrench or something. You're like, oh, you guys drive me nuts. You're not going to turn it around. But, so, yeah. Does anyone think aliens exist? Yeah, used to. Actually, they might still exist. I don't think they're aliens. But those little gray creatures with the long arms and the black outfits that I call Steven here, wherever Steven is, I kind of believe the people had an experience who saw a little gray man or men walking, But why couldn't that be a demon? People get, or I do too. You suddenly get weird when you talk about demons. You don't want to believe them. And yet, anybody who saw The Exorcist, which I saw when I was really young, leaves room for the possibility of demons existing. The good news, if demons exist, then angels exist. And then God exists. And then, you got to put everything back on the table. So, I don't want to believe in demons. And maybe demons are gray aliens. What we think of gray aliens. But if they are, then it's nice to know that, well, then angels exist and anything's possible. Says Missy, anything is possible. You can tell we're family, huh? What's that? Missy, right after I said, anything is possible, I looked down, and that's exactly what Missy wrote. Yeah, families will have the same phrasing. Yeah. Jessica says, I don't. Oh, having to do with aliens. Jessica doesn't believe in aliens. Jim says, understand gravity. Are you telling me to understand gravity? Or are you saying you don't understand gravity? It's possible, but not probable. Jessica says, I also think God only put life on this planet. Yeah. Jim says, and then the question, where did God come from? Yeah. I heard it explained once that time, space, and matter all were created at the same time. You couldn't have time without a place and distance. Like some people say time is just, like light speed, which is all nonsense too. And this guy believed in outer space, but yeah, who knows? How was God created? But, I have no idea. Does God have a father? Just keeps going back and back. I just learned this morning. And you guys know me. I'm an idiot. I don't know anything. I don't read. I watch YouTube videos for 2 minutes and change my mind about everything. But this guy was talking about gravity. And he goes, I've never met a ball earther who understood, what was this term? It's a math term that applies to gravity. It's something square. It's this idea that the closer you get, apparently the way it works, gravity, they say, is that with great mass attracts stuff. So the closer you get to a planet, the stronger the gravitational pull. Right? You have to be close to Earth. And then apparently the moon is just in that perfect spot where it doesn't float away, but it doesn't get pulled in. And that law of gravity has a mathematical thing that it gets exponentially stronger the closer you get to Earth. But at the same time they say, oh, but gravity, all things drop at 9 point whatever miles an hour. That's the force of gravity. They never say, well, in planes, it starts, things drop slowly and then speed up, speed up, speed up as they fall. They say things fall at a constant rate. Well, which is it? Does gravity increase the closer you get? Or is it a constant force? And why do air bubbles in water float up if there's gravity? Why do balloons float up in clouds and raindrops fall down if there's a force that just pulls, like battery or whatever, like a magnet? So we know not everything gets pulled down. We know some things float. And in water, you say some things float because they're buoyant. They can float. They're not very heavy. A rock doesn't float, but wood will. And weight, a cloud doesn't get pulled down because it's light, but a raindrop will. It's dense. Yeah, that's what it is. Density and buoyancy. If it's dense like a raindrop, it's going to fall. If it's light like a cloud, it'll rise. You don't need gravity. There's no such thing. But Neil deGrasse Tyson will come out and act like we're all stupid for questioning this ridiculous notion of gravity. And he'll say, "Oh, you don't believe in gravity? Let me explain to you. This is gravity." Any other questions? You're like, "Oh, really? Is that my brain on drugs too? That egg in the frying pan?" I hate Neil deGrasse Tyson. No, I don't hate him. He's just a tragic public puppet. He's just a puppet. He's really condescending. And if you're not very... No, you can be pretty smart and still believe Neil deGrasse Tyson. But if you wake up, Gosh Cozy, you can tell that Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't telling you anything. He doesn't say anything. And I watch him on a Joe Rogan podcast, and he just talks over Joe Rogan all the time. And, says stuff like, the problem with people is that, they're just smart enough to know what they know, but they don't know what they don't know. And you're like, what are you talking about? I'm tired of listening to you, Neil. Neil in the grass. I also think God only put life on this planet. The question is, where did God come from? We don't always understand the concept of something always existing. But I think God has always been. Yeah. Yeah, again, science will tell us to accept that the universe, goes on forever. Well, how about this? Have you heard this one? They say gravity will bend time-space. And again, I'm a huge Star Trek Next Generation fan. I just love Data and Picard, Worf, Commander Riker, Counselor Troy. I know my science fiction. Yeah, I saw 2001 back in the day. But those guys came up, made us all think we understand the time-space continuum. And spacemen, I call them, like Neil deGrasse Tyson will say, oh yeah, gravity, it'll actually bend the fabric of space. It'll bend space. So space, this thing you claim is above here, the blackness at night. Can't explain the blueness, but the blackness at night is not a firmament, you say. You say it's just, you're just looking off into forever, a vacuum. There's no oxygen, there's no molecules. Somehow there's planets and burning stars, but otherwise it's just empty void. No space. And then there's this abstract notion of time, that gravity will bend. So in fact, when you get out in space, blah, 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 more nonsense. And, I ate that stuff up with a spoon when I was a kid and a middle-aged guy. Now I think they're lying. Now I think it's a big GOFUNDME. A lie. It is not the Debwewen. Somebody mentioned Kubrick. Film by Kubrick. Thank you, Adius. I always forget that guy's name. Stanley Kubrick. Came out with Space Odyssey. Not Space Oddity. That's a David Bowie album. You know that ground controlled Major Tom. That comes from an album called Space Oddity, which came out right around the time as Space Odyssey. And Space Odyssey is all about going into space. And it begins, it's great. I mean, it's not great, it's propaganda, but you know that bum, 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 ba-da, bum, 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 bum. And they show like the cavemen, little Chewbacca's, you know, a bunch of dark, who's that guy from Land of the Lost? Chaka? Yeah, a bunch of little Chakas. You know, they find a monolith, and then one of the little monkeys grabs a bone and he turns it into a weapon. And you realize, oh, they're using tools. That's how human beings evolved. We were monkeys who started to use bones as weapons. And from there, we evolved into, you know, what we are today. But, I don't know. Do you ever miss outer space? Do I ever miss outer space? I've never been there. No, do you miss, like, believing in it? Oh, yeah, kind of. Why, do you miss it? Yeah, I totally miss it. I used to love science fiction. I used to wonder what I would do if aliens came. And I didn't necessarily think aliens were bad. I thought they were maybe like, you know, E.T. Yeah. So, like, if E.T. came, what would you do? Oh, I would totally, you know, be friends with E.T. And then I might go with him. Really? You would leave Earth with E.T.? Yeah. But I'd miss you. Well, I'd come back. Oh, okay. So, do you miss space? Yeah, kind of. I mean, I don't know. I'm too much of a coward to say I would ever have gone in a spaceship, because my luck would break down. You know, I'd be sitting on the moon with a you know, the moon rover has a flat. I can't drive home. I don't know. But, you know, and nowadays, this is the good news about all this. I don't want to be a despair merchant. You know, a lot of people, myself included, kind of go through a depression when you realize you've been lied to. I guess that's part of it. I don't miss space, but I went through a depression having to give up all my fantasies of space. And then also, you feel sad when you realize you don't believe, you can't believe the things you used to believe. It's like finding out Santa Claus isn't real. You know, what's the harm? When you find out Santa Claus isn't real, you go, oh, that sucks. I like Santa Claus. You mean the little elves in the workshop? You know? I'll still have Christmas, all right? Oh, yeah, you'll be fine. Okay. But part of you is really sad. And so when you find out that they faked all the space, you go through a depression for a while. But the cool thing is that people are waking up. So now you'll notice that when Elon Musk or whoever shoots off these rockets now that they claim they can land. I mean, sometimes they think we're stupid. Oh, here's a rocket I invented that can land on its own. That's not how rockets work, you idiots. But they're doing a lot of, not a lot, but when they have to do a rocket launch, they'll do it out in the ocean. They'll say, oh yeah, we have this floating raft we're going to shoot rockets off and land back on there. And they're doing it at night because it's too fakey looking. People can zoom in with their own, and they can go in person to watch a NASA rocket launch in Florida. You can't get very close. Those people are, selected in the audience. But you can just be standing in town and watch a rocket get shot up, go over the ocean, and disappear. And they'll say, oh yeah, it's the old Earth is spinning, makes it look like it just flattened out. But people aren't believing it anymore. And so now NASA's like having rocket launches at night so people won't notice, filming everything. And now people are also getting wise to how editing is done. Like, okay, let me watch this video on this rocket being shot up. And they'll watch it, and they'll notice the camera angle changes. So we're watching it from the ground, and then a second later, you're watching it kind of level with the rocket. And you're going, oh, is there a second rocket holding a camera moving at the exact same speed? How can we see the side of this rocket 15 seconds after it? What? And then they'll show another angle from way far away, and you'll see the little rocket flying through the clouds. And you go, oh, that looks fake, but that couldn't be. What is it saying down here? Our spaceships would be like Indian cars. Yeah. I wonder how many natives just aren't buying it because they just don't believe in technology that much. They've never seen something work really well. It's like a rocket. Oh, they better bring a lot of duct tape. The catalytic converter would have been stolen before takeoff. Is that how come there's never any Indian astronauts? Probably. Anyway, so all these rockets are being shot off at night. And so I'm going to let Natasha get up here. But before she gets up here, you want to come up here, sweetie? Sure. I'd like to sing a song for you. Or play a recording of a song I sang with another space enthusiast, another Star Trek nerd named Michael Lyons. Michael Lyons plays guitar on this, and you're a virtuoso on the guitar. This song is by a band. I don't even want to say it because maybe the algorithms. When we play cover songs, we get demonetized. We're not in trouble. They say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna send some money to the record company." You can't make any money and sing this song. So this song is by 3 guys from Canada. And Miigwech Bizendaweg. Thank you for listening. Why try? Oh no, why? This feeling inside me says it's time I was gone. Clear head, new life ahead. It's time I was king and not just one more pawn. Fly by night away from here. Change my life again. Fly by night, goodbye my dear. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. Moonrise, thoughtful eyes, staring back at me from the window beside. No fright or hindsight, leaving behind that empty feeling inside. Fly by night away from here, change my life again. Fly by night, goodbye my dear. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. Start a new chapter, I'll find what I'm after. It's changing every day. Change of the seasons, enough of a reason to want to get away. quiet and pensive, my thoughts apprehensive, the hours drift away. Leaving my homeland, playing a lone hand, my life begins today. Fly by night, away from here, change my life again. Fly by night, goodbye my dear, my ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend.
That was awesome.
Oh,
That's what I said.
ladies and gentlemen, on the guitar, Michael Lyons.
Yay!
Thanks.
What a cutie. Oh, hooka, hey, la, 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 la. Change my life again. Fly by night, goodbye, my dear. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. No. Hi, everybody. Natasha Nandisha Nakaz, for anybody who's new to the show. I am Natasha. And, yeah. Boy, you guys rocked that old song. I wonder, although, I gotta say, I was really sad when Neil Peart died. Is it Peart or Peart?
You know what? I've been saying Peart my whole life, but I actually think it is Peart.
Peart. Anyway, Neil Peart passed away. I don't know, it's been a couple of years now.
Yeah, it's probably been 2 years.
And he was a drummer for Rush, and he was really great. But more than that, maybe not more than that, maybe just as much as that, Neil Peart was also the lyricist. So he wrote those cool lyrics like, how's that go? Start a new chapter, find what I'm after, it's changing every day. A change of the seasons, enough of a reason to want to get away. Do you guys ever get like that? The season changes and you just start to get the itch and you go, you know what? I want to move away. It's fall. I think it's time to pack up everything, rent a U-Haul, and mahjong, and leave. But I won't leave you.
Okay, thanks.
Why do we have a fire in here? It's 90 degrees.
Yeah, I know. I just love the ambiance.
Yeah, it makes it so romantic. But yikes, I'm hot. Maybe tomorrow we don't need to make a fire. So anyway, Gosh Cozy, wake up. Wake up. Gosh Cozy. Now you can say this to your kids when they're sleeping in and got to get ready for school. You say, hey kids, Gosh Cozy, wake up. You sleeping in is a bunch of doo-doo muan. That's a bunch of doo-doo muan. Jim Dunn says, sounds like a David Bowie song. Hey, Michael, Jim Dunn just says you sound like David Bowie.
You know, that's always the standard, I guess, of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. Earth below us drifting. 4, 3, 2, 1. Earth. Yeah, what song is that? I remember that song. Earth below us, falling weightless. Yeah, that came out in the 80s. What song was that? Is that Thomas Dolby? Maybe Thomas Dolby knew something.
You mean the Blinded by Science guy?
Yeah. She blinded me with science, science. Earth below us, drifting, falling, falling weightless. Yeah, I totally remember that song, just that part. But Thomas Dolby in the 80s came out with a song called Blinded by Science. She blinded me with science, science. And then they a bit later had a movie. But weren't we all kind of blinded by science? You know? I sometimes think that the whole point of science in schools wasn't that they wanted you to remember everything. They just wanted you to believe that scientists were really, really smart and figured things out. Same thing with calculus or whatever. You know, I don't even know what calculus is. But if you learned physics, you wouldn't believe in a lot of what NASA says. But, you know, they teach kids math for an hour a day for 12 years. For some reason, we stopped learning anything new after about the 6th grade. You know, once you know how to divide and multiply, and that first introductory chapter of algebra, like, you know, a train's going west at 25 miles an hour, and another train's going east at 25 miles an hour. When will they meet? You know, that kind of stuff. That's good math. That's logic. But, I kind of feel like we just brainwashed to trust scientists. They've become the new authorities of whatever. And it is. It's like a religion. Scientism. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson is like a priest. Oh, I'll tell you the truth of the universe. You can trust me. I am the authority. I am the author of the tea. But, yeah. Fly by night away from... Oh! Jim saying that 4321 Earth Below Us sounds like a... He wasn't saying you sounded like a Bowie song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought Jim was saying that your version of Rush sounded like David Bowie. Oh, well. I'm taking compliments where I can. So, yeah, how you guys doing? It's going to be another hot one. In the 90s today. We never did go down to the lake, huh, sweetie?
No, it didn't make it. I don't want to walk down there. It's too hot.
Yeah. It's too hot to even go swimming. The lakes are boiling. So what do we got to do today?
We have to do our word of the day for the radio station.
Oh, yeah. Heidi's going to kill us. Fridays, we usually record our Ojibwe word of the day for KAXE. And somehow blew it off all day long. And it's not due, I guess, until tomorrow night. But, this is procrastination. We didn't do it all day, so now we got to do it. Maybe we can do it right after the show.
Should we?
Yeah, let's get it out. What do you want to do for Ojibwe word of the day?
Oh, gee. I guess I don't really want to talk about moon landing stuff on the radio.
Yeah, people get mad.
Is there a holiday or anything?
I don't think so. Father's Day is coming up, but that's a couple of weeks.
We'll think of something.
Okay. So, yeah. Gosh cozy, wake up. Dunu muan. Bull poo. Bull crap. Akiwanam is another word for dunu muan. Akiwanamo is to lie. And the boy went, the truth. The truth will set you free. Do you think the truth sets you free, sweetie?
Totally. Because, you know, when I woke up, when I realized I was being lied to, I was no longer like a slave to those lies. And, you know, I became free of it.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think you're right. The truth will set you free. The truth, I've heard this too, the truth is never harmful. You know? Sometimes people say, oh, we lied to you for your own good. It's like, no, just give me the truth. You can live with the truth. You're never better off being lied to. Oh, if you really understood, then it would be harmful. You know? If you actually believe in God, that's bad. No. You'd be freed if you believe the truth. Start a new chapter. Jim says, yeah, I knew you were singing Rush. Yeah, okay. Rush. I forget, Jim. Are you a local? Are you one of the normal? There are no normal Duns. Are you one of the local Duns from Leech Lake? Or are you the Canadian? We have a couple of Canadians who are regulars here. And so I assume all Canadians love Rush. And who else? Is Corey Hart Canadian?
I think so. And that guy, Sunglasses at Night. Is he Canadian? I don't even know. Richard Marx? I don't know who did that.
Who else is Canadian? Will Sasso?
The comedian?
Yeah, he's from Canada.
Yeah.
And that's it. Canada has two artists, Rush and Will Sasso. Thank you, Canada. This is why we don't invade. You got nothing we want. I think America would invade Canada if they had something more than Rush to offer. And the Bob and Doug McKenzie. Actually, I've always loved Canada, being from northern Minnesota, because when people, portray Canadians in movies and stuff, they always dress them up kind of like they're Minnesotans. They'll be wearing a Parker, snow boots, talking kind of funny. How's it going, eh? Oh, I was about to go down to the store, eh? People in northern Minnesota and Canadians share a lot of cultural similarities. We're both cold weather climate, regular folks with huge Anishinaabe populations. Oh, yeah. Fly by night, away from here. What was the other Ojibwe phrase of the day? Oh, it's just a day. Gazibiki, sakanake, gishagun. Yeah, I'll wash the stupid bathroom floor and the tub. That thing's getting pretty gross too.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. So we're gonna spend part of the day cleaning the bathroom finally. Get the mirror. We got 2 rolls of paper towels that have never been hung up in that thing. Fly by night, away from here. Change my life again. Fly by night, it's time to go. My ship isn't coming and I just can't pretend. What if Fly by Night's about the rocket launches?
I think that song came out way before those nighttime rocket launches.
Yeah, but think about it. He's talking about moonrise, thoughtful eyes. I used to think he was saying thoughtful lies, like thoughtful Giwanim. But he's saying thoughtful eyes. Staring back at me from the window beside. His reflection in the window shows his thoughtful eyes during the moonrise. Our greatest poets are songwriters, and nobody knows, So let me say, to the spirit of Neil Peart, we miss you and thank you for all your great poetry. Rest in peace, Neil Peart. The greatest drummer ever, I think. Jim Dunn says, back in the day of the grandfathers, Leech Lake, then moved to Canada. Okay, I thought you had a connection to Canada and, Leech Lake. There was a John Dunn who married a friend of ours years ago. He'd be older than you, Jim. He's probably your grandpa. He married Ann Dunn. She still goes by Dunn. They haven't been married in forever, but she's I think that's what she was. Maybe Ann's. Is that true? Or is Ann actually, is that her maiden name?
I always thought it was like a married name from being married to, but maybe, yeah, no, I think that's her married name.
Well, then what's her real name? It's not Humphrey, because that would have been her married name.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she is a Dunn.
I don't know. I just realized I don't know what family Ann comes from. Anyway. Jessica Waboo says, I've never heard of them. Is there a video of them you can post to the page group? Of Rush? Jessica's so young.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll post a Rush video. Let's post one of her. They hardly have ballads. We'll post a modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's Tom Sawyer, mean pride. That's a good one. Spirit of the Radio is a good one. Cutfoot Sioux Lake near Lake Winnie. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, our family's from Lake Winnie. We're from, I don't know if you ever heard of Lyons Landing. My grandpa and his brothers and their dad used to take out fishermen. They were fishing guides on Lake Winnie. I think it was on Winnie. But yeah, cool. Everybody's a cousin. Everybody's a cousin in Indian country. That's what they say. Sorry, they were the 1491s. Oh, the 1491s. You talking about those comedy guys? Has the BOOZHOO crew ever watched the 1492s? They are an indigenous comedy crew. Yeah. In fact, I used to work with one of those guys' moms. Those guys are funny occasionally. One of those guys, I'm sure he never watches this. We have a pretty low bar for comedy up here. Like, you don't have to do much to get invited to one of these casino, res comedy nights. And no, I'm not going to badmouth this guy. Yeah, those guys, I've seen them. They're funny occasionally. The 1491s. Ooh, 1492. Yeah, goes a do. It's time I say Gigawabamin. I'll see you Minnewaha again. It's just a hunka bird and love. All right, well, you guys, I want to say miigwech bisandawieg. Thank you for listening. And miigwech ganawabieg. Thank you for watching. Can I do this right today? BOOZHOO. No. Thank you for watching. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. That's NANABOOZHOO. That's Michael Lyons. And I will see you again in your dreams. Oh, ooh, a spooky ghost. Oh no. All right, sweetie, why don't you teleport me out of here?
Okay, sweetie. When to teleport?
You come up a man, Minowa. Hawa.